All right. What's up, everyone? Where my turds at? Kevin Allen here, DFS Army. And we are breaking down the showdown south of the border between the Chiefs and the Chargers, Monday Night Football. Now, this is a fun one, guys. This is a fun one. I remember last year when the Rams took on the Chiefs, I think it was, in Mexico. Was it last year, a couple years ago? I think it was last year, and it was like 58. It was the one game where you could have done the most ridiculous onslaught ever, and it would have worked out. Now, that game had a higher total than this one, so let's, in fairness, but we've got a high total game. This one's the highest of the week, and actually, we would have had a lot of plays in this game that we liked on the main slate had it been on the main slate. So game total here, 52.5 points. With the Chiefs coming in as 5-point neutral field favorites. Game totals are a little bit higher for the Chiefs here, coming in at about 29 points to the Chargers 24, but both of these teams project really well. Now, here are the important statistics, and here's the information that you're going to get that I don't think a lot of people know. So this is the key. The Chiefs defense is actually excellent versus the pass this season and one of the worst in the league versus the run. DVOA numbers are crazy here. Pass defense, 4th overall, which puts them as one of the best pass defenses in the league. A lot of people don't know it. A lot of people don't know that. Whereas their run defense, one of the worst in the league. They just got gashed by, I think it was Derrick Henry for 100 yards. They're one of the worst run defenses in the league. 30th in DVOA, one of the worst. The Chargers have not been a great rushing team in terms of yardage on the ground, but their running game is a little bit weird. Gordon came in late. They're finally focusing on the run the last couple of weeks, as you'll see. Melvin Gordon last 2 weeks, 20 and 22 carries, hitting 100 yards. Not a whole lot of passing game work, so be careful. But it's important just to note that, right? Chargers defensively, not good versus the run, 24th DVOA, and versus the pass, also nothing special. Chargers have not been great. Chargers have one great defensive player or one very, very good defensive player, and that's Casey Heyward. And he is the defensive back that will be on Reek Hill, which makes things interesting. If we believe that Heyward can slow Hill down, that will open up things, I believe, for Kelce and Sammy Watkins. That makes that interesting. So let's take a look at this game, the overall. The other big piece of news that we're waiting for, and we're going to talk about the turds. We got some turds. I got the turds. I got them written down. It's got a paper. Where my turds at? They're on this paper. And actually, let's do a little fun thing. In the comment section, while we're breaking this down, I got a hard stop at 4:25, so be aware. But in the comment section, as we're writing this down, put your turds in. Put your turds down. This is going to prep for the contest. I'm prepping a shirt. We're going to have a Where My Turds At contest one of these times where you put your favorite turd, and if you catch the right one and you're correct, we'll get you a t-shirt. I'm not saying this time. I don't have the shirts made. I don't want to promise things. I got a designer. I don't do art. I need somebody to design it. Where my turds at? Little DFS Army logo in there. All right, so let's break this thing down, guys. So the number one important thing to note is that Kansas City is very bad against the run, but shockingly good against the pass. Whereas San Diego's not that good defensively. San Diego's a fucking choking team also. If you've got to play defense, it's Chiefs defense that interests me here. Definitely not San Diego. I like Chiefs defense in this one a little bit. I don't like them, but if you got to play one, I want to be different. Now, Pringle was the turd of the year, but he is not a turd today. We got some other turds. Mecole Hardman is a turd. He's a hard man, but he's a turd. Demarcus Robinson, turd. He's out there all the time, never does shit. That's a fucking turd. Can he be played? Yes. But he's a turd. Like, do you want to play him? No. But how do you win showdowns? You can't win it by just doing the obvious thing. You've got to come up with some interesting angles. So let's start with each team first, how I like to go through it. We start with the Chiefs. In honor of my DraftKings player name, Chief ST. What? There it is. All right. In honor of that, we'll start with the Chiefs. Now, Chief ST's got nothing to do with the Chiefs. I want you guys to know that. I got no interest in the Chiefs. It's totally different. There's no connection. That has nothing to do with this breakdown, though. All right. Chiefs offense. What's going to happen? First of all, Mahomes is the fucking GOAT. Let's get real. He's going to smash in this game. Now, he's very, very expensive, but this is a dude that puts up 20. He was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson. I'm personally hoping he throws for 5 touchdowns tonight to 5 different guys. He has captain potential. He is a strong MVP, one of probably the best MVP, certainly the best MVP on FanDuel. So if we're playing on FanDuel, right, he is your MVP top choice. Why? Because the dude puts up 30 points every game. Who's doing better than that? Can he get hurt in game? Yeah. Can it be a running game explosion? Anything can happen. But Mahomes, let's see what Josh has for FanDuel. I hope it's a lot of Mahomes. There we go. 40 to 50%. A little bit of Gordon, a little bit of the running backs, a lot of the quarterback, and that makes a lot of sense. So, you could dare to be different in Showdown. It's fine, but I'm just trying to give you the best, the most likely thing. So, love Mahomes as your MVP on FanDuel. On DraftKings, it's a little more challenging. I still don't mind him. I don't mind him. Now, Josh doesn't like it. He says, I don't want to spend this much. I can't get the other studs. That absolutely is correct. He's right. But if you put a turd in there, you might be able to make it work. So where's my turds at? Where are my turds at? Patton. Put a turd in there, it can work. So anyway, don't worry about that. We're talking Chiefs right now. Mahomes, GOAT quarterback, second only to Lamar Jackson this season in terms of his scoring prowess. So who's he throwing to? Tyreek Hill will be covered by Heyward, the elite cornerback from the Chargers. Does that mean that Tyreek Hill is going to have a bad game? Hell no. He is better than elite coverage. He beats elite coverage. It's better than that. But it certainly means that the path of least resistance for the Chiefs offense might be to kind of take a look at Sammy Watkins or some of the other guys, right? There's a lot of guys. There's after Watkins, Travis Kelce's the other big time, and then it gets into the turd zone. Demarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman, those types. Looking through the list, you can see here one of my favorite. Let me go to the flex. One of my favorite plays overall. I mean, gotta love Sammy Watkins. He's coming off of 9 targets, 10 targets, 8 targets. How many targets does he need for them to raise the salary? Thank you, Jeremy, for the congratulations. Yeah, we're going to the beach this week, guys. Hell yeah. I'm gonna wear my crown, the king of the beach. But we're talking showdowns. There's a showdown king of the beach. There's some sort of final for this. I want to get involved with that. But nonetheless, so how many targets do you want? The better corner is going to be on the other guy. So we like Sammy Watkins in this spot. As a matter of fact, if this was a main slate, I would have been interested in playing him. Like if he was like 4,500, he'd be in my player pool for sure in a main slate. Travis Benjamin, madness. Is he on this team? Is he even playing? I don't even know. Interesting turd calls. So Sammy Watkins, then we get down to the turd zone, right? Now, what's the deal with Mecole Hardman, right? Everybody wants to play the hard man because he put up 13.3 points, 13.5 points, and all these great scores. So yeah, I want to play him. Sounds good. Except I want to warn you. I want to throw this warning out. This guy's getting like no snaps. They do a couple of design plays for him, but he's out there like 20% of the time. So 1 target, 1 catch, 1 touchdown, 13. That's all it took. 1 play. He returns punts or kickoffs or some of that, but he's doing his scoring off of 1 play. Sometimes he gets you a minus. Sometimes he gets you a negative. So this is a little bit scary. Definitely a turd. This is not a guy you want a lot of exposure to. That's a turd play right there. No more than 10% for me. Will he do this again? Probably. Why? Because that's what happens on showdowns. Weird shit happens. The turds come squirting out. But I think this game is going to be so high scoring that there's going to be enough actual fantasy production amongst the brand name players where you don't really need to squeeze out a lot of garbage from your lineup. I think you'll get enough out of your brand name players. So again, the Watkins of the world, and we'll go through the whole list. But here's one that's very, very important. Where's Damien? The fucking Darrell. Where's Damien? Here you go. Okay, Damien Williams, the running back. He's got a Q tag next to his name. What the fuck is that about? I don't know, but he's in Mexico. So that's good. He traveled with the team. He had to deal with a family matter. He went to Mexico. He's going to be fine. I'm assuming this guy is playing, right? And we have to pay very, very close attention to the actives list. Guys, this is important. If LeSean McCoy is inactive again, we can assume that Damien Williams will get most of the touches for his team. In the last game, he got 19 carries, 5 receptions. That is elite level volume. So I like Damien Williams. As long as he plays, I like this guy. If LeSean McCoy's out, I love this guy. Great play. Now, is Damien Williams going to break the slate open on FanDuel as your MVP? Probably not. He's not that type of a running back. Could happen, but more of a 10%er. But what he can do is be an affordable piece that will get you a number that looks between these 2 numbers, let's call it between these 3 numbers on DraftKings, on FanDuel, whatever. He's a great piece. He's a great play. No matter which way you cut it. At 11.5 on FanDuel, little spendy. But if I can get a full workload running back for around 11.5, I want some exposure. I like him more on DraftKings. A little cheaper. That's better, right? So we like Damien Williams. We got to pay attention to if LeSean McCoy is active or not. If McCoy is non-active, then we like him a little bit more. If McCoy is active, we don't know. The Chiefs have been really weird about their descriptions of why he was inactive last week and some bullshit that I don't believe. So, fucking liars. Harrison Butker, the kicker. Yes, there's going to be a lot of scoring. Butker can get there. He's a cheap guy. Remember, we're not looking for, when we're getting down to this crapola zone, we're not looking for 25-point performances. I don't think you're going to find any 25-pointers down here. I'm pretty confident you won't. I'm pretty confident you're not going to buy a 15-pointer down here. So, like, look at this price level. These are a bunch of zeros, okay? Could you take a shot with Darwin Thompson if you're, like, going for the millie and getting silly with it? Of course. You could take a shot. But that's probably not going to work out. So, not many turds. The turds on the Chief side of it is really Demarcus Robinson and Mecole Hardman. I want to talk about Demarcus Robinson. He's out there all the time. You got to play him because if he gets something going, it's going to be for cheap money, right? Like if he gets you 15, if he happens to do the same thing as he did here, 4 for 5, and he got a bunch of targets. And again, there is reason to believe that maybe I doubt this, but it's unlikely. But maybe Heyward could sort of put the clamps a little bit on Reek Hill, a little bit. So at that point, maybe they throw a couple more to Robinson. If he catches a touchdown, this 9.6 goes to 17. He wins you the slate. That's it. You won. Because he's going to be low owned. But Watkins is my favorite. His price point, his volume, it just doesn't make sense. Like on a normal slate, if you're playing the value, it doesn't make sense to go all the way down to these guys at 5 when you could get Sammy Watkins at 6. Like it's just too close in price. Travis Kelce continues to get lots of targets, averaging 8 targets, basically gets the same 8 targets every single week. Every once in a while, he's going to turn that into 30 points. Love Travis Kelce. If I'm making a lineup, I'm trying to squeeze as many of these guys in as possible. And sometimes that means you got to force a kicker in there. Or even, and I'll touch on Chiefs defense. Chiefs defense in play. Phillip Rivers, decent quarterback, but he's an imploder. Antoine's here, man. I can't wait to hear about your turds. Pop them in the comment section. And you're right. Gordon will be popular. He will be. Because we talked about Chiefs defense can't stop the run. Very bad. Damien Williams greater than Sammy Watkins from the man himself. We will see. All right. I like Damien Williams. I like Sammy Watkins very much. I like both of them. Travis Kelce. Obviously, we got to like all of the pieces. Now, if you're going to ask me, Kevin, who's the right play? Should I play Sammy Watkins or should I play Williams, right? I don't fucking know. One of them is going to be in the winning lineup and one of them won't. Maybe both of them will be in the winning lineup. I don't fucking know. All I'm telling you is players that have a chance here and why. What we want to understand is like what defense is good against what. And then shit, it's a single game. You don't even have to worry about correlation. Weird shit happens in showdowns. You want to talk about how weird shit happens in showdowns? Last night in the showdown, the $100,000 winner had like Brown and Gurley in the same lineup together. And everybody else said, hey, you have to check off a button that doesn't allow Graham and Gurley together. Here's Kenny G. He's asking a question that is exactly like what I'm just saying. Do you think it's possible to run Gordon and Eckler together? Thank you for this, Kenny Graham, because... Should I put the music on? No, I won't. Not this time. I don't have time. I have a hard stop. Kenny G music next time. I have a hard stop in 10 minutes. So what I'm going to say is, and I got to get to the Chargers. What I'm going to say, yes, you can run them together. Why? Because weird shit happens in showdowns. And whereas everybody might, you can't play them together. If you're the only one who played them together, you might win $100,000. You don't have to worry about correlation in showdowns the same way we do in main slates. We just want to kind of avoid direct, opposite correlations. Yeah, and Antoine's saying Eckler is the leverage. Of course he's a leverage. What do the Chargers do when they're behind? They go into the hurry-up offense. Who do they bring out for the hurry-up offense? Austin Eckler. Do you remember Danny Woodhead 5 years ago in this exact offense? He would come in only for the hurry-up, and he would put up 25 points in 3 drives. Like they check down to the running back so frequently that it's a very productive part of the offense. So hell yeah. Is Austin Eckler priced a little high for the role? I don't know. Let's bring up that side. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Here we go. Now we see the numbers. Okay. Here we go. Chargers. Chiefs defense is number 6 DVOA. Actually better than that. What the hell did I say before? Chiefs defense, 4th DVOA versus the pass. They are elite against the pass. So it's important to keep that in mind. Again, Antoine, for your argument for Eckler is, if these guys are elite against the pass, well, maybe they have to throw it to the running back, right? Because if you have elite corners, cornerback play, or just general elite sort of outside wide receiver play, the best way to make that work is by throwing to the running back. And you'll note that even as elite in DVOA as KC has been against the pass, they've allowed opposing quarterbacks to score a lot of points because they're throwing to people other than the outside wide receivers. So let's take a look at Melvin Gordon. He's going to be very popular on the slate. 2 games of elite usage. They throw to Melvin Gordon as well. So he can coexist with Austin Eckler. There's no doubt in my mind. Do I expect the Chargers to dominate this game? No. This is a team that got their asses kicked by the Raiders like just the other day. But They can't be that good. But, the way to attack these guys is via the run, and Melvin Gordon projects very, very well. Everybody's going to own him, but understand what Antoine said here, and I agree with, is that sometimes when you get the high ownership guy, and sometimes there's a good game theory idea of not playing that much of him. I'm not saying ever to fade somebody, but it's never the worst thing in the world to fade ownership. What if he gets hurt? If you're trying to beat 166,369 other people, you got to get silly. You got to get a little silly for the millie. That's how you got to do it. It's not going to happen by using the most common approach. All right, so let's go for the rest of the plays. I don't love Keenan Allen here, guys. I don't love it. He hasn't been producing as well as he needs to. These numbers are shit, and he needs so much volume. And with the return of Hunter Henry, with the emergence of Mike Williams, Keenan Allen has just not been that guy. I would, if I knew exactly what I thought, if the ownership was going to be 30%, I want to be below it. I want to be significantly below it. I would like to be less than, thank you, OG, man, let me know. I got to take my kid to dance class, and no one else can do it. So I got a hard stop, right? So Keenan Allen, not in love with it. A little too spendy for me. I don't mind Mike Williams, but I think the best play, Antoine, is Hunter Henry. He's just been a GOAT. He's been great. Still a little expensive. I definitely like the Chiefs side of the passing game a lot more than I do the Chargers side. Now, that doesn't mean I'm right. Who the fuck knows what happens in a showdown? But we want to balance the expectation against expected ownerships, right? So that's a lot of that. But I do like Hunter Henry. I think he's in a good spot. He's always in a good spot. He's Hunter Henry, right? So he should do just fine. He gets a lot of targets. He's been great since coming back. A little spendy. I mean, let me enable both. I mean, I'm paying up for Travis Kelce if I can over Hunter Henry. But Hunter Henry could outscore. In the comments section, guys, Hunter Henry or Travis Kelce. It's for my overlay DFS people. Love those sit-start decisions, right? So Austin Eckler, we already talked about him. He's going to get passing game work. He didn't get a ton against Oakland. It was just an ugly game. I think he caught a touchdown, which is nice. But I think in this game that the Chargers will be trailing. That's my expectation. And then you'll see that hurry-up offense, maybe even the entire fourth quarter from the Chargers, that produces great fantasy points to a player like Austin Eckler. All right, Mike Williams, sure, in play. Sure, of course. Catches touchdowns. Get him in there. A little expensive. Again, asking me between Sammy Watkins and if you're giving me the question, hey, should I play Sammy Watkins or should I play Mike Williams? My answer is I prefer Sammy Watkins. You want to know why? Because Sammy Watkins gets 8 to 9 targets every week. You know how much this fucker gets? 3 to 6. Henry Bayless has not figured out how to use the domination station. Let me show you real quick. Man, give me a second. Let me get through this. Oh my God, with the hard stop. You control the domination station, Henry Bayless. It doesn't control you. You tell it using min exposures exactly who you want in the captain spot. It doesn't control you. You control it. Chargers, Michael Badgley, okay. Want to pay down? Chargers, okay. Where my turds at? Number one turd in this game might be Andre Patton. The thing I like of he fucking zeros, but he got 4 targets last week, so he finally got some targets, and he finally got some. It's a miracle. He got some targets. But he's 200. That's basically like a situation where you might be able to get a 0 from this guy and still make a viable line. I'm not saying it's likely, but I'm saying it's possible. Antoine's saying Deion Yelder. I love that. Do I know who Deion Yelder is? No. I assume he's on the Chiefs because I don't see him on this team. He's a tight end. All right, backup tight end for the Chiefs. Got a target. So Antoine's making a bold call. The one target guy. Sometimes that backup random tight end. You want to talk about TJ Yelder, Deion Yelder. You want to talk about Virgil Green. These are guys who are getting a 1 target. You're probably getting a 0 in your. Don't get too much of these targets. I'd rather have the guy in Patton who is going to be out there most of the snaps. Now, Mattis mentioned Travis Benjamin. Patton is the new Travis Benjamin now that Travis Benjamin is on IR. Okay? Let me go real quick to show you on the domination station how to lock in a captain. Where's my man? Where's my man? Shit, I forgot the name. Henry. How do you set a captain? Click on captain. How much Pat Mahomes do I want? FanDuel, I want 50%. That will give me 50% Mahomes. Let's say I want another 20% Tyreek. Remember, I've clicked on the captain tab. Now I'm going to type in 20% Tyreek. Let's say I want some Melvin Gordon, 15%, right? That's how you do it. That's all. That's all it took. We'll run some lineups. Let's see what happens. Mahomes, Patton. They're going to squeeze Patton into every lineup. There you go. You got to look. But just getting back to it because I have, again, just a couple minutes left. Very limited time here, but Bell is out. So maybe we'll get a little more Yelder. All right. So Antoine Murphy, bring in the heat. Dude, you're going to wind up with a Where My Turds At t-shirt, my man. It's going to happen. You've been crushing the comments in these videos to the point where I'm going to have to send you a t-shirt. Keep coming around. Wait till I make the t-shirt. I got one for you. Want a t-shirt? I'm giving you a fucking t-shirt for being awesome in the comments section. You just got one. That's it. But I don't have any yet. So keep popping up because I don't know how to find you. This is the internet. Okay. Who'd I get in my flex? Sammy Watkins, Patton, of course, Hunter Henry, these names. So I don't love Phillip Rivers as much. I'm going to tell you just overall, I don't love Phillip Rivers as much. I don't think the play sets up well for him. But more so, I just think if you spend up for Rivers on FanDuel, for example, you're going to have to give up some studly pass catchers. Rivers is fine. He's playable. But, I'd rather have Mahomes. And then if you put Mahomes and Rivers in together, you got no money left for anything. Then you got to find a turd. Who the hell are you going to use down here? Andre Patton? I don't like that on DraftKings. That's only a DraftKings play. So you got to go up and find someone. Now, if LaShawn McCoy plays, cool. Demarcus Robinson, yes, I want exposure. Darrell Williams, super turd. Have 1 or 2 shares. He might break one for a touchdown. So this is a 5%er. Let me show it to you on the domination station. What am I on here? DraftKings. I'll show it to you on the domination station how I like to do this because, again, time is very limited. All of this crap down here, these guys that are projected for almost nothing. And there's your boy, Deion Yelder. He's got a very, very low 0.4 point projection. It's not great. You've got the backup tight ends for the Chargers. Of course, Virgil Green and Lance Kendricks. Got an appearance by the cat. Wouldn't be a podcast without one. You could check out these defenses. All right. You want to get on camera? Okay. So you can check out all these turd players, right? All these garbage guys at the bottom. You want to limit them to about 5%, 3%. I don't want any of this guy. Virgil Green's had a career to make a catch in the end zone. Bobby's there. I knew it. What's up, Bobby Klinkert? You saw the cat. Sorry, man. Oh, sorry. I'm flying high. Flying high today. All right, so those are the turds, but this is not a game to load up on turds. This is a game where, again, you might take a few shots with the Patton lineup, but my recollection of the last time there was a Mexico game with a high total was that you needed all of the position players because they were all doing a lot of damage. So it was more of a game where you wanted to you could almost certainly forego putting a Mahomes in the captain because it hampers your lineup so badly. But, get a kicker in there and just load up on offensive skill weapons. Hardman or Robinson, one of these guys might go off. People said, of course, Samir Watkins, love him. Reek, something like this. The one thing to keep in mind is The cat comes in to tell me when she makes a turn. I went to the bathroom. Like, she needs to let me know. Like, I care. I don't need to know. I don't need to know you went to the bathroom. Thank you. So 428, hard stop, guys. Listen, DFS Army members, of course, you have the cheat sheet. This gives you exposures, right? It gives you recommended exposures. Josh, DFS Up North, puts these together. He is the man who put the Jets tight end Ryan Griffin as a core play. If you're not listening to him, I did. I got in the King of the Beach. I was like, Josh likes him as a core play. I'm fucking in, right? I'm in. Bobby Clinker, did you see Josh's sheet this week? He had Ryan Griffin, the tight end from the Jets, as a core play. That's crazy. The balls of it. I played him. I didn't even have I didn't have the balls to put him on. I was like, people are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about if you put him on your sheet? Then I saw Josh. I was like, hey, he likes him. I'm playing him. All right. Damien Williams, you got all the names. You got recommended exposures. Everything's here. Remember to be cautious when you enter showdowns, people. They are highly volatile. Okay? Crazy shit happens in showdowns. Weird things happen in showdowns. Weird things always happen in showdown. Everybody wants to load up on Zeke. Zeke fails. The one game of the season where Christian McCaffrey didn't go beast mode was a showdown. Weird things happen on showdowns. I don't know why. It's almost like the fantasy gods are telling us, learn how to play with a contrarian mindset. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I'm sorry this was a brief one. Maybe you like it briefer. Like, dude, I want to hear this fucking guy talk so much. I don't know. But this one was a brief one. Good luck tonight, guys. Do not play big in these showdowns. Like I said, I play them all the time. I max them. You lose money so often. Like, if you don't, I max them just for shits and gigs. You lose money a lot on these. Like, even sometimes when I win them, I lose money. That's what's so crazy about a showdown. On FanDuel, you win it. But if you maxed it out, a lot of times you lose money anyway because you're in such a tie. That's why game theory, being a little different, is very important in these, because if you want to win one, you want to at least win it solo. I only need to win one solo showdown all season to pay for every showdown maxing out I ever enter. Now, it's a scary way to play. You got to have a certain mindset for it. But if you're just trying to kind of churn some cash, I don't think showdowns are the best way to do it. Buffalo's already talking about next week's Jarvis Landry revenge game. Dude, we'll talk about that next week. Guys, hard stop. Good luck tonight. I'll be back in a couple hours in DFS Army Slack, answering questions if I can. Josh, DFS Up North, is in Slack now, answering questions. He's there all the time. He's a showdown master. You just have to tag him because my ass is going, drop my kid off. So I'll be back later. Good luck tonight, everyone.